Hey y'all, my Florida native wildflower garden is getting showered with seeds, and I have 3 brand new to my garden aster plants to put in there. This is my second full year with that garden, so now I know who I love and who I don't love. And the most of the ones that I didn't love isn't because I didn't love them, but they were just too tall and obnoxious for that space. So I have seeds from a lot of the ones that I love. Last year I tried growing a lot of them. Some of them I was successful with, and some of them I was not. And what's so funny is the ones that I was not successful with, I noticed growing up on their own in my garden. So nature is more successful than I am, as it should be. So I thought, I'm just going to scatter them out now. And that way, the ones that need to cold stratify, which is experience cold, some of them have to experience cold so they know when it warms up, and that's their signal to sprout. Others will just sprout whenever. So if I just throw them all out there, they'll just experience winter like normal, as if they fell in nature. Seeds get spread in many different ways in nature. Like this hammock snake root gets these little fluffy ones that get picked up by the wind and dispersed. Some seeds are heavier and they get dispersed by gravity, where they just will fall straight to the ground. And some seeds, super fun, are fruit, and they'll either fall straight to the ground or they'll get eaten by some fabulous animal, which will walk a ways away and then poop it out. And that seed gets planted with fertilizer too. Isn't that fabulous? I think that's fabulous. That's how nature gets plants to move around, by wind or gravity or help from animals. Sometimes the seeds get stuck on animals' fur, sometimes birds drop them. I mean, there's all kinds of ways seeds move around in nature. So I'm just going to pretend nature moved all of my seeds and landed them in my garden and hope that something happens with them, but we won't find out till the spring. Now I have a lot of seeds, but these are the ones that I like for that area, which means they flower beautifully and they're low growers. So first one, rayless sunflower. Now in there is some, oh shoot, what's that stuff called? It makes me think of sawdust, but it's not. It's a plant thing. Is it vermiculite? Maybe it's that. That I mix in with them for cold stratification, because all these seeds are collected from 2023. So we're just going to hope they'll be okay. So rayless sunflower, love it. Lakeside sunflower, don't have a lot, don't have any. Why do I have an empty seed thing? Why? That's sad, because I thought I had seeds, but I don't. Okay. What's this? Oh, round leaf thoroughwort. I really like those. They're cute little plants. They get these little white flowers on them, and I have a ton of seeds. And I grew these from seed last year, so they should do well. Golden Alexander. I have one out there. I can show you what that is. Hairy golden aster. This is a little yellow aster. There was a little one out there, but I think maybe it's gone dormant. I'll have to check. Stokes aster. Beautiful plant. Butterflies love it. Pollinators love it. I have them out there, but they're not blooming right now. Although somebody told me theirs are still blooming, Janet. I'm sorry, Janet, I keep calling you out in my videos, but I want to know why yours are blooming and why mine are just basil leaves. Anyway, Stokes Aster. This is sweet scent. We're not going to put this out there right now, but I have this here to remind me. This is a wetland plant, and I really want to plant it in with the swamp milkweed. I might go ahead and scatter some of it in there because it's a good neutral plant for that area. And yet, last year, pollinators just loved this thing, and it bloomed repeatedly. It wasn't just a one and done. So, but I'm going to set that aside for the moment. What's this? Oh my goodness, Georgia Aster, my favorite aster. Tried growing these from seeds. Nothing happened, but when they're in a pot and they drop their seeds, they come up beside the plant, and they did the same in my garden. So we're just going to put them all out there. And last one, Rudbeckia hirta, gorgeous, gorgeous plant, yellow flowers, love it. And so we're going to scatter randomly all of these throughout that whole space. But first, I'm going to get all those weeds out of there and to loosen up the soil so that when I scatter the seeds, they'll be able to touch soil. Okay, let's get the weeds. Here's my handy dandy, most fabulous bright red Ace trash can that I just ran into the wind chimes. Hoping you'll tap the like button. That bright red, what a great reminder, seeing that flash of red to tap the like button. All right, I'm going at these weeds. I'm not going to make you watch me weed all of this. It shouldn't take long because these are those kind of weeds that when you find the center, how I usually do these, I'll just show you this, is, oh my gosh, y'all, there's petrifying poop. Oh gosh, there's more right there. Okay, well, first I'm going to come get that out. If you just like go around it, you can find where the center is. See, you can see it's right here, because these will stretch out for miles. And if you just grab it at this one, you're just going to, get that. But if you want to get the whole thing, then you find out where its home base is. Which is right here, and then you just get the roots and everything, and then you get like the whole deal instead of just a little piece of it. Of course, that wasn't a good example. Sometimes if you can find the home base, like you get this, like you pull up and you get this massive, yeah, there, well, that was better. I wouldn't call it massive, but that was better. You get the point. Okay, I'll be back. I also like using one of these little guys, especially when I've got a pretty open section here. Kind of pull out. See, let's see, you can sometimes get lucky and like get a big clump of them. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a good one right there. And it just makes it easier, and you don't have to use your hand and potentially accidentally touch decaying, petrified dog poop. So this is turning into a multitasking event because I'm pulling out the weeds, but also there's a lot of pine bark in here. And right now there's not weeds growing, and I want the seeds touching the soil. So I'm getting the pine bark out. And also I have learned through talking to other gardening people and pine bark that not all plants like to be touched by pine bark. And since eventually I want this whole garden just wall to wall packed with Florida wildflowers, like a dense field of them, I don't want any pine bark in here. So as I'm pulling the weeds, I'm also grabbing up the clumps of pine bark and tossing them in my walkway, because pine bark's great for walkways. And look who's growing right here. Look at this. A passiflora incense, not a Florida native. I'm going to pull that out, but I'm going to get the root base for it. and then go plant it in one of my little paper cups and get it well rooted, and then plant it down there somewhere where it belongs. And of course, we'll check for caterpillars. All right, even though this Passiflora incense already has some little roots coming out of it, you know, I just like to make sure it's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm still going to dunk it in rooting gel. And then I'm also still going to put it in a root right cube. I haven't talked about these in a while, but for stuff like this, I love them. It's this little cube like this, and it has an opening in the top where you can stick the cutting in. And it's not going to go all the way in, but then what I'm going to do is get one of my little paper cups here. I'll put a little soil in, and then I'll drop it pretty far down and fill it with the rest of the soil that will cover up to here, and that'll be great. Get it a little trellis and then clip it. All right. Put this over here. Oh my, do I have room? Let's see, I can squeeze it in. There you go. All right, I'm gonna get back to my weeding, and we'll be back out in the wildflower garden in just a minute. It'll seem like seconds to you. Okay, I think we're ready to start spreading some seeds. I've got everything cleared out in and around the plants. You can see a lot of soil exposed. There's still a couple pieces of pine bark here and there, but most of it is out. And I think I'm gonna leave that section back there alone, maybe for something new. I don't know. And I'm gonna spread the seeds like in groupings. So there's a little pop of this plant and a pop of this plant, because it kind of already is that way. So I want to keep up with that theme. Like the kunti are all down here. Starry rosin weeds are kind of here and towards the front. Hammock snakeroot is right in this area. My rayless sunflowers are back here. I've got a wavy leaf aster in here. My Georgia aster is right there. And look, there's a baby one. See, this is what I mean. Look at that little one, and look at that little one. So those are probably upshoots coming from this plant, but I just love this plant. And okay, now before I bring the rest of the seeds out, I have 3 new asters. That's right. I ordered them a while ago, and I'm pretty sure I unboxed them with you, but they've just been sitting waiting, and I've been waiting to see what they do and who they are. And actually, I think one of them's a wetland, so I'll probably hold on to that one for a moment, but I'll get the other 2 in here, and then we'll scatter the seeds. They've been right out here by my cactus collection. Right here, the 3 little pots, they still have their tags. A blue wood aster. Let me zoom in so you can see the whole name. There we go. You want me to say it? Symphotricum cordifolium, blue wood aster. Oh gosh. Oh, it's gonna be like Europe. Eurybia. Hemispherica, southern prairie aster, and who's this one? This is a Symphotrichum, lateriflorus, calico aster. And I don't remember which one likes water. Hang on, I'll go check and I'll be back and I'll let you know. All right, well, we're going to do the calico aster first because research is a good thing, y'all. Remember how I said, oh, I'm not going to plant anything in that back dirt area? Did I say that? I'm going to plant something in that back dirt area because this guy likes to get 5 feet tall, and it'll also do well in part shade to full sun, and that back there gets more part shade. But you know what else? This is a host plant, y'all. This little calico aster is a host plant to 2 butterflies and 2 moths. So let's go get back here and kind of situate it. Now in this area there are also some caladium bulbs that will pop up in the spring, but I think I'm going to just put him right in there. And the 2 butterflies are the pearl crescent and the silvery checker spot. And the 2, I have to put some soil down there. The whole bottom of it came off when I got out of the pot. Oh, you know what? This might have been one of those ones. I remember now from Amelia's. Remember that they came in that bag? That's right. And they weren't fully rooted, so I had to pot them. I'm pretty sure this is them. Okay. Yes, memories coming back. Okay, the 2 owls are the green owlet moth and the Isabella tiger moth. So, man, right there, host plant to 4, except it's going to get 5 feet tall. So it's going in the back. See, read about growth habits before planting. That's my own little message to myself, not y'all. Y'all already know better. Next, we're going to do the blue wood aster. Guess what? It gets 4 feet tall also. And will do well in shade. So, you know that area that we're not going to plant anything in? It's going to go back there too. Let's go. This one that I know of isn't a host plant to anything, but let's put it over here. It does provide nectar to pollinators and butterflies, so yay. It blooms late summer, fall. This guy here blooms fall. Yeah, the lateriflorus. So, okay, yay. Okay, our last little aster friend, the southern prairie aster. Look at all the babies coming up in here. So we can tell who this is going to be. This one likes full sun, and it only gets 1 to 3 feet tall. So this is great for going in the front of this garden that gets more sun. But it was also suggested to plant it among grasses or other things because it's one of those sprawly kind of plants that rely on leaning on other plants. So I'm thinking like right here in this little circle, like right there would be good because it's surrounded by the starry rosin weeds and they're like really stiff and sturdy. So that's where we're going to put it. There it is, and I just left all the little babies right where they were just to kind of observe and see what they will do. There are still some flower heads on it, so maybe it'll drop some more seeds, but meanwhile, it's going to be fun to watch. Okay, so now that I have my new natives in, it's time to go gather up the seeds and spread them around. All right, we'll start with the rayless sunflower seeds. Gonna sprinkle them all in here where my current realist sunflowers are. Okay, next the round leaf thoroughwort. They get a little white flower on them too, kind of like the hammock snakeroot, only they flower more spring summer. So I'm going to sprinkle them all in here among the hammock snakeroot. And then when these guys are done blooming, the hammock snakeroot will be ready to take over in the fall. Of course, that is if any of them decide to grow. He's a hoot, that dog. Next up, Georgia Aster. They're going to go right here around. This is my golden Alexander, also known as Zizia, and it is also host plant to the eastern, excuse me, sir, to the eastern black swallowtails. I didn't have a whole lot of seeds, but we'll just put those right there. Is that okay? Does that work for you, mister? Okay, so there's where we just were with the Georgia aster. So the hairy golden aster, I want to say is right in here somewhere. So I'll just sprinkle these seeds right through here. And last is the Rudbeckia hirta. Since we haven't really put anything in this area besides the Zizia, I've got some frog fruit trying to grow in there, but other than that, this whole area is pretty empty. I'll just scatter these right there. Look, there's a cardinal at my bird bath. I love that. I wish I was showing you butterflies too. Haven't seen one today. Well, actually, yes, I did. I saw a yellow, it was probably a sulfur, but it was off across the street. It wasn't in my garden. Oh, there he goes. And now I'm going to go do my favorite thing, which is just to sit and water all those little seeds in. And I'm going to water a lot of my other garden. And then I'm going to go in and get this video edited for you. It's going up tomorrow. Your Monday night butterfly gardening video. So if you enjoyed butterfly gardening, if you enjoyed this video, and you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't tapped the like button yet, I'd love it if you would do so now. And say hi to me in the comments. You guys are my only gardening friends. All my friends were teachers. When you teach for 15 years, you tend to have a lot of teacher friends. And when you don't teach anymore, you don't want to talk about teaching, but that's what teachers tend to talk about. So y'all are my chat people. Say something to me in the comments. And if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what to say hey, I live in, and then put your state in. I've been watching your channel for, and let me know. And you know, did I inspire you to plant a butterfly garden or to expand your garden, or do you already have one and you just love knowing that being in a place, a group where that's what we're into? I don't know, just let me know stuff and I'll say stuff back to you. Okay. And I will see you in my next video.